My name is Chris Lee Moore, and I've been known by multiple names, particularly in the Dallas-Fort Worth area as the Rowdy Ranger. And for more than 20 years, this place has been like my summer home. Whether you know it as the ballpark in Arlington, Ameriquest Field, Rangers Ballpark, or Globe Life Park, this baseball cathedral opened in 1994 with the promise that it would stand for generations. A place that embraced the history of both Texas and baseball that the city of Arlington and the Texas Rangers would be proud of for many, many years to come. But now, the current Rangers ownership thinks that after less than 30 years, this park has become outdated and must be completely replaced with a whole new monstrosity at the cost of more than $1 billion, at least half of which would be at the expense of taxpayers. All because a select few are now claiming they shouldn't have to deal with nature's elements and they feel entitled to watching baseball in a completely enclosed environment. The Rangers and the local government of Arlington are using scare tactics and propaganda to try and convince the people of Arlington that this is absolutely necessary. But when you look at the evidence objectively, it just doesn't make sense. The proponents of the new stadium claims that if it does not pass, the Rangers will leave the city of Arlington, with some even warning they may even leave the Metroplex altogether. The question then is, where would they go? Despite claims from the present and former mayors of Arlington, there has been no evidence to suggest that any city currently in the Metroplex has made a play to lure the Rangers from Arlington. Dallas has not made any official bid, and their history of both failing to keep the Cowboys, lure them back, and try to draw on the Rangers are legendarily well known in the Metroplex. Fort Worth, with its massive plans for mixed-use development along the Trinity River, has no plans of including professional sports in the mix, and in fact, they will likely tear down the minor league ballpark within the city as part of their plan. The only city that might be bold would be Frisco, but with all the money they currently have tied into building the Dallas Cowboys' new practice complex and the renovations to FC Dallas's soccer stadium, them procuring another $500 million in tax money is just not realistic. So then, would the Rangers really be a threat to leave the Metroplex altogether? With baseball having returned to Washington, D.C. and arriving in Tampa, MLB has pretty much exhausted the number of markets they absolutely wanted franchises in. The Oakland Athletics have been trying for nearly 20 years to get out of their current facility, the Coliseum in Oakland, which is degraded into a crumbling facility in a dangerous neighborhood that has encountered plumbing issues and numerous other problems. The Athletics are currently one of the worst draws in baseball, yet despite these problems, and an impasse toward getting a new stadium anywhere in the Bay Area, a market that MLB would not lose should the A's move because of the San Francisco Giants, MLB opposes any attempt by the A's to relocate. If MLB is not willing to let a club like the A's leave their current situation, why would they allow it for the Rangers? Grandstanding, fear-mongering, inaccuracies, and outright propaganda. All weapons being used by both the current Texas Rangers ownership and the city of Arlington to try and scare its citizens into handing over at least $500 million in public tax money to a mega million-dollar private organization in order to replace a fully functioning ballpark with a new gaudy monstrosity, all to satisfy elitist, rich, spoiled individuals who think they can't enjoy baseball if it's out in the elements, many of whom don't even live within the city of Arlington and did not support the ball club until it truly became trendy to do so. All it amounts to is a waste of money, a waste of resources, a waste of a great facility that was meant to stand for generations, and an overall bad deal for both baseball fans and the city of Arlington. But it doesn't have to happen. On Election Day this November, cast your ballot to send a message. Vote no on the plan to use tax money to replace the Rangers' current ballpark. Help save our stadium and tell those people in office there's a better use of Arlington's tax money.